Hey guys, welcome back to It Kinda Works. Now, I just recently came into possession of one of these all-in-one single cup coffee monstrosities. And it makes good coffee and it makes your life easy, and you walk down, you press the button. But it does have a couple of flaws. Now, if you're like me, you wake up and the first thing that you need is some coffee to start your day. You need a cup of coffee. So you wake up bright and early, 10:30 in the morning, and you come downstairs and you need to fill your big cup of coffee. So you turn on the machine, it's all happy, you go to push the button, and the tank is empty. There's nothing worse than that. I mean, seriously. So, you gotta take the tank out, go and fill it up, bring it back, put it in, and then you get to have your cup of coffee. That's just too much effort. Not only that, but look at this tank. Look at how small this tank is. That's my cup of coffee. You got maybe 2.5 of these cups in here. And that's just not gonna cut it. Not for It Kinda Works. So, this morning, 10:30, went about trying to solve this problem just out of sheer frustration. And you know what? I came up with, I think, a non-classic It Kinda Works solution. We don't have any microcontrollers, no Wi-Fi, just a dead simple circuit. So, what are we working with here? Well, you can see I got some wires coming out of this guy. And these wires go to a little float sensor, little float switch. Got one right here. And this switch is essentially just a little magnet, little ring magnet on this float here. And in the center column, we have a magnetic switch. And when the float is at the top, there's plenty of water in the tank. It is not connecting the switch, but as it goes down, it connects the switch when it reaches the bottom. So we have a little switch here, and we can use that to control a pump. So what I've done is I've wired up this switch here, 2 wires coming out, and I have a little male and female snap connectors just to make my life easier. And you can see the ground, we have a common ground, and then the 2 yellow wires are connected to the reds, that is our switch. So we have a little power source here, a little 12-volt power brick, and then we have this jug of water. Now, yes, eventually we will need to fill this jug of water, but this is a gallon of water. I mean, it's bound to last at least a couple more cups. And if you want a bigger jug, it's easy to just swap that out. So in here, I have a little submersible pump, and we just connect that between the switch here, and just connect that up. And then we have a 12-volt power supply. Now, these little pumps you can get very cheap. They're like $8 or $9 on Amazon, and they're anywhere from about 5 to 12 volts. So you can usually power them pretty simply off of almost anything. So this is a super cheap build, and look at that. There's our whole circuit. We just have a switch going to a pump, and then we have a little tube here, and this tube we just run into the tank, just like that. And now this tank will never go empty, and even we can see the switch here, it's all the way at the top. What's going to happen is it's just going to keep filling, drop down a little bit and fill it back up to the top, drop down, fill up, and this tank will never go dry, which is great. I mean, that's just, like I said, 10 a.m. It's a rough time in the morning. And you need your coffee, and you need a big cup of coffee, and that's going to do it for you. So there are more elegant solutions out there, I'm sure, but this is a really solid solution. You make the tank bigger, smaller. I could store it down below. And yeah, apart from really just tying this into the water lines of the house, I think this is a great solution. So we have an empty tank here. Let's plug this in and see how it works. All right, so I've got the power supply plugged in, and all I need to do is just plug this in here. And you can see the water level is already coming up. Pump is running. And when it gets close to the top, we should see it turn off. Boom, turned off. And now, if I want a cup of coffee, just take our favorite mug here, throw it into the coffee machine, and there we go. Grinding away the beans. And now as it starts filling the coffee, you should be able to see, yep, it had to fill it up a little bit there. And so it keeps draining, and just that little pump just goes on and off as it needs to just top that water off. And it's not putting in a lot, but it's just keeping it full all the time. And there you go. A beautiful cup of coffee right there. Just enough room to fill it up with some more milk and sugar, and you could start your day. Now, of course, we do have a couple of flaws here. We are going to have to periodically fill this tank, and, you know, it's a gallon. We shouldn't have to fill it more than once or twice a week. But like I said, you could always get a bigger one, and if you really wanted to go pro, you could potentially hook this into the water line of your house with a little solenoid and just have it trigger the house water. Well, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go and have my cup of coffee. If you like this video, definitely subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.